Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. There is a new event from Outlaw Troopers called Defeat the Orbitroid. This is a event that they are going to hold every now and then. It's a 24-hour period event where you can go ahead and play as a group of players against the Orbitroid and his minions to try and defeat him within the 24 hours and win a whole bunch of cool prizes. Every time it's going to be a little bit different as far as the prizes and the leaderboard go, but the gameplay itself is going to be very similar in between every event. So we're going to go ahead and talk through on how to play, and I'm actually going to show you me playing it as part of the current event that's going on. So let's go ahead and really dive in. We'll start off with the high-level details, and I'll have a link in the description to this below. Before we jump into the video, I know I have to do everyone's least favorite part of the video and let you know this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word or anything that's said in this video as financial advice or advice in any way. I'm just a gamer playing a game and reviewing games as part of this. I am not telling you to jump into any project or anything along those lines. Do your own research, make sure it's right for you. Go ahead and pause this video and read this thoroughly before we jump into it. All right, so let's get back to the video. This is going to be the wiki that they have for Outlaw Troopers, which is a great source of materials if you want to go ahead and check it out. As far as the event goes, it's how I mentioned. You as a group or a group of players is going to go ahead and try and defeat the Orbitroid within 24 hours. The trick is the Orbitroid has a whole bunch of minions and he's trying to defeat you also and crush your base. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth here. It's going to be a long, and it's going to be a pretty challenging event, but it's totally worth it because there's going to be a ton of prizes as far as 15,000 in FGL that you can go ahead and use for your games. Again, it's going to be leaderboard depending on the different tasks that you do within the game. So there's a lot of cool things that go along with this. Really how you defeat the Orbitroid is every time you clear the battlefield of enemy opponents, you go ahead and the Orbitroid will get reduced by 10%. So you got to do that a total of 10 times. And every single time you do it, it's going to get a little bit tougher. So for the first 10, 20%, it may be pretty easy. Once you start getting to that final 10%, it's going to be a challenge. So be ready for that as you're going on. As far as the how to play, I'm going to go ahead and show you that as we actually play the game here. So I'm not going to go too far into that, but if you want to go ahead and get access to it, make sure you have a login session with either Outlaw Troopers or Cosmic Clash. Then you're going to go to the event for outlawtrooper.io. You're going to create your fleets and you're going to go ahead and attack and build within the environment. As far as the fleets go, they are based on RNG. They're not based on NFTs that you have. They're based on just basically the luck of the draw, as they say. You do have the opportunity to go ahead and re-roll, but it's going to cost you some coins within the game. So understand that it does cost, just like the traits within Outlaw Troopers. It's going to cost every single time you want to go ahead and re-roll. So if you're lucky and you get some of the top ships in this, congratulations. If you're probably like me, who's going to have a tough time, we'll see. Good luck. As I mentioned, you're not only trying to defeat the minions and the Orbitroid and all their different bases throughout the area, but you can also build on your side too. So there's 4 different things that you can go ahead and build. There's repair stations that go ahead and repair and revive. If you go ahead and sit there for every second you sit there, it's 10% health. But if that repair station is getting attacked, you will not regain health. Same with CPU. CPU is going to go ahead and increase the damage for you and your friendly fleets. That means all the players that are on your team will go ahead and get a boost there. Forts, go ahead and boost your defense. And then bases are going to be a respawn point for your fleet. So you will probably get destroyed, your fleets, but at least you can go ahead and respawn them, which is great. As far as how you get higher on the leaderboard, there's a number of things that you can go ahead and do. You can go ahead and capture the enemy tiles. That's going to give you the most amount of war points. And obviously, the higher you are on the leaderboard, the more war points you have, the better results or rewards you're going to get. You also get rewards for going ahead and building structures. As you're defending, it doesn't count as far as defending bases. It just counts as defending the other tile. So understand that. And these are going to be the enemy structures. There's technically 3 different types of them. First of all, it's the blue gates. The blue gates are going to be the ones that spawn different enemies, and they're kind of the base war gates that you have out there. I should say warp gates. You want to go ahead and just try and destroy those as quickly as possible, as early as possible. Then you have the red ones. Essentially what happens when you destroy a red one, it's going to spawn a whole bunch of blue ones. So you don't want to have a whole bunch of blue ones on the board and then start destroying the red ones to spawn more of them, because then there's going to be a ton of minions that are coming and attacking you. And the yellow one is the highest tier. Essentially, when you destroy the yellow, it's going to create a whole bunch of red warps. And then you got to go ahead and destroy those, which is going to create a bunch of blue. So you understand the cycle. Destroy the blue, go after the red, destroy the blue again, go after the yellow, destroy the red. You know how it goes on. So you're going to have to go through that process as far as destroying. So do not go after the red and the yellow right away. Get all those blue ones cleared out. As far as the nitty gritty goes, I kind of talked about this briefly as far as how you can go ahead and restore your energy. If you do get destroyed, you can go ahead and respawn and you have 100%. Your home base is attackable, so you can't just sit in there and be safe. Once they go ahead and destroy your home base, then the whole thing goes through what's called a defeat period. It's like 5 minutes, I believe. And once that defeat period is over with, it all resets and you can go ahead and start with that same difficulty. And just a reminder, once you go through and you clear the board, essentially the players win the board, the Orbitroid is going to go ahead and lose 10%, and then you're going to go ahead and do it all over again. It's just going to be a little tougher, higher difficulty. So now that we got that all the way, let me go ahead and do the normal disclaimer, just get that out of the way also, and then we'll jump into the game and show you the actual gameplay and how you can go ahead and get in there to start. All right, now that we've gone through the details, what we're going to go ahead and do is jump over to the game itself and actually show you how to play. The first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you are logged in to a session as far as Outlaw Troopers: A Cosmic Clash goes, just by going to their normal game site and making sure you have that session open. Then you want to go to event.outlaw.troopers, and you go ahead and you'll come to this screen, which is the battlefield that we're currently in. As you can see that I'm already going right now. I just wanted to make sure everything was working correctly. But I did go ahead and do that as far as I have a few guys there. But what I want to do is I wanted to save an empty slot to show you how to go ahead and roll. So you go ahead and create your fleet. You have three options. Actually, let's take a step back. Depending on when the game is played, this is off season right now for Outlaw Troopers. So you have to be aware that you can't earn the credits within the game in order to be able to play. So what you're going to do in order to earn the credits is you're going to actually have to start killing and battling, and that'll earn you the credits down here. So you can't just deposit them. If the Outlaw Trooper season is going on, then you can go ahead and deposit your coins and have a little bit of a head start. So you want to go ahead and create a fleet once you have your tokens in there. And you have three options. You have free, you have 500 million or 50 million or 250 million. Obviously the higher, the better rarities you have. Right now, we're going to go ahead and start with some free. And this is what ruled. I got a bunch of commons and I got an epic. Obviously, the higher rarity, the better you're going to have. And you can go ahead and re-roll to have better results or get different results after that. All right, now that we have the fleets created, let's go ahead and quick talk through the lay of the land. You have the coordinates at the top here, if in case you were in a Discord or something you want to communicate to attack D5, for example, or D4, for example. Everybody can go ahead and focus there. And then you have on the bottom here, you have your three fleets that we already talked about. You have your war points, your credits, and all that fun stuff as far as the rewards that are remaining, and your total rewards and the number of players in the game. Right here is where the different buildings that you can go ahead and create and put them on different locations. For example, if I want to go ahead and build a CPU spot, I can go ahead and click on that and click here. Remember, only click once. And there you go, that just built. It did cost me 5 million, but now we have that available. And then on the bottom here, this is the important one, the Orbitroid. As far as going ahead and taking him down, I'm going to go ahead and fight here. I moved by selecting all my ships, and then went ahead. I was stationed here at the base, and I went ahead and I shifted to right here, and that moved my ships there. And you can see right now we are battling, and as long as there's no more ships come in, it'll switch over to capturing, but it's going to go back and forth on that. But now we're at capturing. Hopefully we can capture this warp before any other minions jump in there. If any other minions come, it's going to go back to the battling phase, and you can't capture something until it's completely done. But we were able to capture that one. So let's go ahead and move on down here and continue the fight. As you can see, some of my ships did take some damage, which is fine. It's expected as you're going ahead and battling these. But as you continue to battle, the more ships you battle, the more credits you get, and the chances you can go ahead and re-roll. You have to be very aware, we'll say, of when these warps go ahead and pop up, because if too many warps pop up around your base, you're in trouble. Especially if you don't have the people available. We went ahead and were able to capture that one. Let's go ahead to this next group here. And we're trying to take out these warps so no more minions are spawning. As you can see over here, we have a whole shadow zone. And unfortunately, the shadow zone means we can't see what's going on in those shadow zones, which means there's probably a whole bunch of warps out there. So we want to go ahead and clear out these warps that are right here by the base, because the base, once we lose the base, we lose everything. So at the beginning of each phase, it's tough. You are fighting, basically fighting for your life to try and take out the warps and also defend the areas that you have. Because if they come here and they take over our base, we're done. We go into that 5-minute defeat period and we are in trouble. So there are right now, as you can see here, there's 205 ships there trying to defend the base. I'm just trying to get out here to take out these local warps, to get those cleared out so we can start expanding and start taking out these other areas, which thankfully we're able to take that one out. Let's help this guy out and take out this warp, because once we have the close warps out, we can start taking over these lands again and really start defending our areas. We're battling, but the problem is we have all these minions around, which is causing trouble here. And they're taking over lands close. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and continue to defend our area and continue to fight. All right, we are back. As you can see, we ended up losing that one, which is fine. I kind of thought so. I think one of the biggest struggles is people attack these red ones and it spawns a whole bunch more of the warps. You got to get rid of all the blue warps first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a reroll. I'm going to re-roll this one since I have commons and uncommons there. You just have to go ahead, make sure you're idle. You have to be idle in order to do this. You click on re-roll, and it's going to give you several options. You have 10% or 10 million, which is the basic, which is the free one that we initially rolled. A little bit higher of possibilities is with this one, with 50 million, which is the one we're actually going to roll. But if you're able to get 250 million, that's the way to go. So you have a really high chance to get legendaries. But let's just go ahead and do this. As you can see, I have 3 rares and I have 2 commons. Let's cross our fingers, hope we get something good. And 3 rares and 2 commons. All right, it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and continue to move forward with that. We're trying to get epics and legendaries. So let's go ahead and send them. As I send them on battles, let's go ahead and I'm going to end this video now. Let me know down below if you have any questions. We're going to go ahead and do a lot more of these. I enjoyed this game so far. It's been a lot of fun. It's competitive. It's very competitive. So I'll continue to push through and try and fight. And we'll do some more videos here in the near future. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.